Today I'm gonna build a gigantic ocean in Minecraft at the location of my future industrial district, which is gonna be filled with lots and lots of farms and mob farms. Those are gonna be designed to not only meet my needs, but also produce goods for the shopping district where I can sell stuff, because that one's also gonna be opened in this episode. And the shopping district is built around the middle island, which is gonna have islands in the water all around it, as well as floating islands above it. But while constructing those islands to sell your stuff is free, you have to pay if you want to purchase chunks on the main island. And my goal is to buy as much of the main island as possible. So for that, at the start of this episode, I need to mine some ancient debris, because that's our currency. So I'm gonna get as much ancient debris as possible in the next 32 hours, because that is when the shopping district is gonna open. And then I'm gonna buy as much of the main island as possible to build shops there, or later sell it to others. And to obtain our currency called ancient debris, I of course need TNT, because I'm not gonna mine by hand. That takes ages. But as I was busy building this village for over 70 hours, I didn't have time to build a creeper farm yet, so I made a deal with someone who did build one. That deal being that I can take as much gunpowder as I want to, but I have to use all of it to mine, and I have to give Slim G, who built this farm, 20% of it. And you might think 20% is a lot, but he spent hours and hours on building this farm. So I would say, let's just fill up all of these 20 shulker boxes. Just a few minutes later, filled up all of the boxes, and now I can fly up here, because that genius built this directly under our portal, which is now also already a sand duper. So I can enter the end, go down this tunnel I designed myself. Designed being I just dug a tunnel where you can go through, and then I can place all of these boxes. And with that done, I can see if there's enough sand and try crafting a lot of TNT. Even only on this side there's more than I need. And another 10 minutes of crafting later, 36 shulker boxes are compromised into 4 shulker boxes of TNT. TNT is really expensive. And now I gotta go to the location in the nether where it's the most optimal to mine ancient debris. Now I'm here in the perfect mining location, and I'm gonna be able to mine a straight line for 192 chunks. And then at every chunk border I'm gonna go in both directions and explode a big tunnel. With that I should be able to mine for dozens of hours, and as I have less than 32 hours left and I also gotta sleep in my life, I think this should be way more than I need. So now, let's go down here and start mining, and hope I haven't forgotten anything so that I don't have to go back. But then, well, I just died, and that's quite bad, but I did have all of the stuff that you can make netherite in netherite, and I know where to go. So I hope to find something here, because I have done some end raiding, so I can definitely take an elytra and try to find good stuff here. These seem quite good, and also one silk touch for the ender chest. Most importantly, some armor, part of which has fire protection, and I think I'm gonna invest 4 of my ancient debris into making these boots netherite, because then they won't get damaged from being in lava, and I'm gonna have fire protection. And seeing as I need to re-enchant my elytra and put mending on these diamond boots, unbreaking's already on them, I think this is a good time to show off the enderman farm at meal build. So now we're in the end. Here you can see the farm, just looks like a normal enderman farm, but I gotta say, he should have double carpeted here. At some point we gotta raise this by 2 blocks and double carpet everything. So now let's go back into the mines, retrieve our stuff and continue mining. That was such a pro move. Wow. And now we arrived, we're here with all of this stuff. I also made a whole chunk of potions of fire resistance. I think I'm gonna just get a few of those. That should be 9 minutes, that should be plenty. And I think we are here. I also didn't take any I did take food with me, I just realized when starting this clip, so I could have just sprinted all along. Anyway, I'm now gonna take my first fire resistance. I can't talk anymore. And here we should then be able to find our stuff. Is anything in there? Yes, some of my armor. Yes, that's it. Picking it all up. That's everything that survived. The most valuable thing I lost was probably my bow. And now I'm gonna have to go back, make these boots into netherite, and get myself an ender chest. And after that, I continued mining. So I did kind of mess this up, because actually there's already a biome here after 136 chunks. Basalt biome, that is. But I think this should still be plenty. And now we've dug this whole tunnel. I got 6 ancient debris, 4 of which I used to make these shoes. And now with every chunk border we can see here, I'm gonna first go in this direction, as long as there's no basalt delta. at an exploder, though this is not worth it, and then go in this direction, and there it will be worth it. And I'm gonna go there until there's a basalt delta or a giant lava lake, and take the quartz on the way, because in Superflat you need quartz for granite, andesite and diorite, and also with that they only need one pickaxe because I can heal it. Just a few minutes later I'm back, and this is why you mine on a chunk border, because in every chunk there can only ever be one ancient debris thingy of 1 to 3 ancient debris, but here we've got this chunk, and then we've got this chunk where also one spawned. And now I've started using an auto clicker, and I just wanna know from you, do you mind auto clickers being used for stuff like this, or for building walls or something like that? It's now the morning of the next day, and yesterday I used up a whole TNT shulker box. I'm now working on the next one. I've got 4 of them, remember, so more than a fourth is already done. And I got this amount of ancient debris. Probably spent about 6 hours already, and I can spend at least another 7 or 8 until the shopping district opens. I'm gonna see you when I've used up the second shulker box. It's like something between 2 and 3 hours later now. I haven't stopped mining at all, and I've used up my second shulker box of TNT. This is the third one, and I got over 8 stacks of ancient debris. So the 8 stacks are already in my ender chest, and these are the 18 more I've got additional. And 8 stacks was the minimum I wanted to get, and I got it with only half the TNT, and I think I should be able to use up this shulker box in the next 6 hours. So then I'd have used up 3 out of 4 shulker boxes until the shopping district opens, and I will hopefully have 12 stacks of ancient debris. So let's power through this. And I know that a lot of the hours and numbers seem pretty random, because I kinda never knew what to actually expect when mining, but besides that, something much more important happened here too. No! It happened again! I died. Lost another elytra, but I've got netherite stuff once again. But I lost a shulker box of flint and steel, and I lost a shulker box of quartz, and I lost nearly 1 shulker box of TNT. Gotta get that stuff back. Yes, yes, yes. Here's my stuff. Okay, okay. I haven't lost it. And now I'm finally done. I can't continue mining because I've used up all of my TNT, as nearly 1 whole shulker box burned. And in 2.5 hours, the shopping district is gonna be opened. So here's the total amount of ancient debris. I might just be able to actually buy the whole island with that. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly 5 shulker boxes of nether quartz. And that's gonna be really handy, because you need nether quartz for ancient debris, granite and diorite here. And now I just need to remember that I need to give 166 ancient debris as a payment for all the gunpowder. And now we're gonna see the shopping district being opened.
Hi everyone, welcome to the new shopping district.
Yes, we're opening the island. You haven't seen it yet in my video. I'm talking even though Edmil is streaming.
And in my video I've already had a time lapse of it being built. And let's just
wait,
see
I was already.
And it is officially open.
It was revealed. So all of the ancient debris is now placed, and I actually own the entirety of this island, because Slim G decided he didn't want to waste money on buying plots when he could just build his own islands. So I'm not the richest SMP member in terms of real estate, but one of the poorest in terms of ancient debris. It's now almost a week after the last clip we made. I had the first day of school today. I finished editing episode 3. This village is now finished. And the next thing we gotta do, of course, is to make an ocean. So for some reason we only have 1 hour of school on the first day, don't ask me why. And so it's 10 AM and I've got about another 2 hours until I'm gonna have lunch. And in that time, I'm gonna try to make as big of an ocean as possible. And that's gonna be starting from somewhere here at the outpost and just go diagonally in this direction. Why? Well, you're gonna see in a second. And if you're wondering why I've got a goat horn, that you can actually loot in outpost, so it's not impossible to get. I thought it was. It's so amazing, and at some point I'm gonna try to get as many as possible of those. But now I'm gonna put all of my stuff into a shulker box. Then I've gotta make loads of buckets. This should be the appropriate number of iron ingots. It wasn't perfect, but now it is. And now I can get loads of water. Now my inventory is filled with water, and now I can fly off to the location I want to be at, which is here, I would say, and then I can go and just ignore these guys behind me. They're gonna disappear at some point. And if I place the water diagonally, I can create a giant ocean in a matter of minutes. And with just 1 inventory filled with buckets, I was able to make this area full of water. So in the next a little bit less than an hour, I should be able to waterify a big area. And now the about 1.5 hours I actually had to place water are over, and here's the ocean I made. This is not it. It's still filling up, but it is quite big. It goes from like 2500 at the end of it to like 1700 on the other end. So it's an 800 by 800 ocean. It took me about 1.5 hours to make, although it's not completely finished because there are villages and stuff in the way where the water doesn't spread properly. But now I've got to go into lunch, and after that I think I'm gonna try to make as big of an ocean as possible in the rest of this day, and it might be several thousand blocks across. In fact, it will probably be. So, let's see how much I can do in one day. It's not the next day, I finally finished this ocean, but it did take me much longer than expected. Because I didn't get finished yesterday evening, but only today at 3 PM. And the reason for that is that you can build loads of water everywhere, or rather you can place it, but as soon as there's a village, you basically have to place water sources all around these houses. But now, after hours and hours I've done it, and I've placed 7,900 water buckets. Nice. And next up, we have to build some farms. But before I build the first farm, I wanna check out something in the shopping district, because the first shop or kind of thing like that is already built. And it's a minigame. So let's check that out. So let's enter the shopping district portal, and somewhere here, there's the island. Let's look at this. I've already seen the island, but I've intentionally not read the shields yet. And yes, I can't pronounce English words. Okay, I can't read this either. Dong, dong. Okay, welcome to the trial of the dragon egg. A hunt for the dragon egg. Here are the rules. Follow all server rules. No using free cam. Don't break blocks in the distant labyrinth. You will understand when you get there. After the first clue, don't touch the clues. Oh, here it is. Put in one netherite block. Press button for first clue. I see. He's trying to scam us out of our netherite for those clues. The thing is, I don't have a netherite block, which might seem ridiculous seeing as I mined for 12 hours in this episode, but half of that ancient debris is here, and yes, this pillar is filled, and the other half is owned by Edmil, the guy that built that island already, because he got half of the things, so I paid for the plots, because he designed this whole island. I've got 11 ancient debris and 12 netherite scrap. That's 23, and that's roughly 2/3 of what you need for a netherite block. I've already decided that I'm not gonna mine any ancient debris anymore on the server, because I wanna make all of it off of trading. So, we gotta try to get another 13 ancient debris or netherite scrap by selling our resources. But we're gonna try doing that in the next episode. So now I got nearly all of the resources, and the only other thing I need is a lightning rod, so I gotta get 2 copper ingots. And if you don't know how to get copper in Superflat, you just have to kill a drowned. And finally I've got copper ingot number 3. I hate dealing with mobs, but now I can build the farm. And of course, you might have already realized that this is gonna be Ep4's raid farm, because for many items in Superflat you need emeralds, and the best way to get emeralds is a raid farm. So I think I've now found the best spot between a village where we can get the villagers from and an outpost where we can get the bad omen effect from, and now we can start a building time lapse. And now it's the next day after school, and I finally finished building this farm. So I would be able to start using it, except that first I need to get bad omen, and also before starting it, I need a sword without fire aspect. But first I wanna give credit to Ep4, his tutorial for this farm is linked in the description. You can build it in a few hours, and he explains everything very well and understandably. So to make the sword, let's get some iron for emeralds. Trade it in. Then buy a sword, buy books, break books, and buy mending, looting, sweeping edge, and sharpness. I don't have enough emeralds. And sharpness is what I had meant to say. And now but despite me praising this farm so much, I did mess something up, and so it didn't work properly, and I've now downloaded the schematic and I'm comparing it to the thing I actually built, and I see that I miscounted some stuff, but I really don't have the motivation to fix it right now. So first of all, I'm gonna make my mob farm. Now Admin did already build his mob farm here, and I was first thinking about just building one at his base so that we could swap and have each other's one, but this is quite close to the border, and in my industrial district I kinda wanna have like sea in all direction and not see any grass. So I think I'm gonna leave this to him and get all my materials myself. And now I've got all the materials for a quite simple mob farm. It's just stone and stuff to flush them down, kill them and collect the items. And now I'm gonna find a location and build the thing. So for the mob farm I've got a voiceover with the time-lapse, because I designed this farm myself, and my idea was that instead of flushing all the mobs into campfires, they were just gonna fall on top of campfires. But after making the layout, I realized that those campfires were gonna make all the platforms be lit and no mobs were gonna be able to spawn there. So I then decided to just move up my platforms, but after doing that the mobs were of course falling down very far, and so they were falling on the edge and over the collection system. So they weren't going where they should be going, and they were just filling up the mob cap. I then painstakingly built walls out of thousands and thousands of stone so that they could only fall in there, but then I realized that the whole thing was too small for spiders to be able to fit in it. So I made my spawning platform smaller in order to make the whole collection system bigger in the middle, and I thought that was gonna work with the spiders, but while they were not able to fall down, some of them would always climb up the walls and stay there, and also fill up the mob cap, making the farm not work properly anymore after a few minutes of AFK. So then I tried making part of the walls out of half slabs with air gaps between them, because I hoped spiders wouldn't be able to climb there, but they were, and so that didn't work. And then I decided that maybe I could just build a bartering farm at some point and get string there, and so I tried preventing spiders from spawning, but I didn't find any good way of doing that without destroying the rates of the farm. So in the end I ended up with a farm that would collect spiders on the top of it. Those were gonna fill up the mob cap, and about every 10 minutes I'm gonna have to fly away and reuse it for it to work properly. It was my least favorite farm ever. It's ages after the last real-time clip now, and this farm was such a pain to build and it doesn't even work properly. I changed it so much, but you saw that in the time-lapse. It kind of works right now, it kind of doesn't. In any way I got a lot of resources. As you can see, a lot of stuff here everywhere, which I got just from testing it and trying to make it work properly. And that should be enough for quite some time. After that I'm probably just gonna build a mob farm I don't design myself that actually works, but for now I just can't do this anymore. This was the only episode that wasn't really fun to do after the first half, and I'm so looking forward to the next one where I've got a fun project again. I just hate building farms that don't work. The raid farm's also not working properly yet, but it's hopefully gonna be fixed by someone who needs it at some point, or by me in the future. But I just wanna get finished with this and start the insane project where next episode I'm gonna create a minigame. Really looking forward to that. For now, please like and subscribe if you liked the video, and especially subscribe if you wanna see the next episode. Also, I've got a few interesting shorts and challenges planned for the future, so look out for that and have a nice day.